ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦਿਸ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸ਼ੋ। ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਾਈਲ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਵਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਇੱਕ ਮਸ਼ਹੂਰ ਸਿੰਗਰ ਨਾਲ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਅੰਤਰਰਾਸ਼ਟਰੀ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਣਾ ਪਕੜ ਛੱਡ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਲੋਕਲ ਸਿੰਗਰ ਨੇ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ, ਅਤੇ ਹਾਲ ਹੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਭਰ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਟੂਰ ਵੀ ਕੀਤਾ, ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਮੀਕਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਗਾਇਆ। ਮੇਰੀ ਮੁਰਾਦ ਹੈ ਕੀਰਤੀ ਅਰਨੇਜਾ ਤੋਂ। ਸੋ ਆਓ ਅੱਜ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੁਝ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much
Thank
for having me.
So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you so
It's
much.
a big feat, you know. At this age, you have really traveled and you started singing at a big level.
Yeah, it's a great experience for sure.
How do you feel about it?
It's like I said, it's great. It's a big opportunity for me, especially coming from Canada, to go over there to India and getting recognized by Mika Singh. So it's awesome like that way.
Had you ever thought about this, that at so soon you will be at such a stage?
I never thought it'd come so soon, but I've always been dreaming about being, on the stage all the time. I started singing when I was 5, so since like I think maybe 7, around that age, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna be a big star. Everyone in my family kept telling me that, so it kind of stuck in my head. So
right. So that passion has continued from that young age.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, encouragement from home is essential, and that is what you might have been getting. Take us back to that time, of course, whatever you remember. You are still young, you are just 20 right now. So what was the kind of environment which was provided to you by which you got encouraged and you started continuing with your passion?
So from when I first started singing, I was 5 years old. I was singing in the back seat of the car, in my car seat. And mom had always been playing Hindi songs, especially Anand Sami. So she'd always been playing it. It was always on repeat. So I guess I didn't realize, but it was stuck in my head. So one day I was singing it in the back seat of my car. My mom could hear me very faintly. So she, when we got home, she told me, Kirti, she put me on the counter. She said, Kirti, sing for me again. So after that, any family party, any of my families would be like, come sing, please. So I'd stand there on the stage, and surprisingly, I used to be very shy.
Okay.
I did not I loved singing, but I was not a stage person at all until a few years ago, actually. So I couldn't, it was just one of those things. So my mom always would stand next to me while I sang, and it was like the little child just getting to sing. That's what it is. It's an opportunity. So
see, generally parents encourage a child. Somebody comes home, if there is some talent, they want their child to tell, sing or dance or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So again, when parents encouraged you, but when you had to perform, was it from the heart, or you were just doing it just to please your parents?
No, it was always from the heart.
Okay.
Always from the heart. It was one of those things that on the inside, you get that feeling. It's like, okay, you have that pressure of, okay, you have to do the best you can because you want to show people that you are the best.
Right.
But that wasn't the pressure from my parents. It was pressure from myself. My parents are like, no matter what you do, you will be great.
Right.
But they always wanted me, they were always like, okay, you can sing, you'll be fine. So then it was good that way.
And as you said, you were a shy girl just recently because of the
Until
limelight. You are coming out of that cocoon.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
During that time when you started singing, from home to some parties and from there onwards to bigger events.
Yeah.
What was the kind of experience? How were you able to come out of that cocoon which you had created around yourself? That how am I going to face the crowd? What am I going to do?
So the crowd most of the time was just like, whenever I performed, I always loved having family around. And those are the people who I'm most comfortable with. So when I was in the crowd, the more I kept seeing my family, the more open I got. So I had my first concert last year at the Hard Rock Casino.
Okay.
And that was in March. And it was filled with just all of my family, and everyone was just, not one person did I not know in there. So it's just that energy I realized that I could get just from my family. Imagine what I can get from everyone else.
Right.
If my family is this encouraging and they know I can do something, why won't the whole world do that? So
the first concert what you held, in last year, as you said, in this
Hard Rock,
casino. After that, you must have, of course, got more encouragement, and your self-esteem must have gone much better than before.
Way bigger. It was a good experience that way. But then actually 2 years before, I think, I met Mika Paji in Vancouver when he performed here.
Okay.
And I performed at his halftime. He heard me there. But then he was in town for a few more days and there were some dinner parties. So
Right.
we were invited to those and I got to sing at those. And at the first party I sang, he didn't really, like he knew me. Like everyone was like, because everyone's over there taking photos. They don't really
yes.
pinpoint which person. But then I started singing and he recognized my voice and then he recognized and then he got to know me.
Right.
He asked me to come sit at his dinner table and talk to him, ask him what I want to do, how long I've been singing for. And here I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm sitting with Mika sing, this is amazing. But
Right.
I never thought anything of it. But then he came over, my parents being who they are and how supportive they are, they invited him over also the day he was leaving. And they said to him, they started talking to him and he said, if you want to come, if you want to bring your daughter to India, you have to come with time because
Right.
it doesn't take just like a few meetings just to launch her or to even do something with her. So, and she needs a little bit more. So then we went just last year. Mom and I went. We went with the goal of 3 months and let's see how that goes.
Okay.
So we went there and we texted him, thinking it's still gonna be a long shot that he's actually gonna text back to us. And the next morning we got a text from him saying, how long are you here for? I said 3 months. He said, come to my house.
Okay.
So I was very, very, very excited. So I went out to the house and he told me to sing some Sufi songs
Okay.
because he heard me sing like Chalte Chalte in Vancouver and stuff like that. So I started to sing some stuff I heard on Coke Studio, so like
Right.
Kamli or Jogi. And he, right there and then while I was singing, he's texting his studio guy and he's like, I want you to record this girl. So he sent me to his studio people and from there on it was just record and then he wanted to be a part of it. Then after once he heard it and then now it's become,
There you are.
Yeah.
Going all over and singing. When you started initially, was it with the songs you used to listen on the radio or the CDs, whatever we were playing,
Yeah.
or you used to sing in English only?
I sang English, but I first actually started singing with Hindi.
Okay.
Then it went into English and Punjabi were around the same time. So I used to do a lot of like singing lessons in Vancouver. My first teacher ever was Devinder Hundalji,
Okay.
and he taught me harmonium. And then I went to Richa Tripathi, and I went to a few other people here, and then Cassius Khan.
Right.
So I got some, but it was a bit difficult being in elementary school and going to, and you can only get it once a week because you have school and you have studying and you have stuff to do. So, but from the amount that I got pretty good, I guess. And then basically it's just, yeah.
Just continued and
Just continued and continued.
But did you ever think, it was more of a hobby, or you wanted to actually become a singer, or just it's by chance, like you said?
Yeah, it was more, so in the beginning it was more of a, okay, Kirti is a hobby. You're in school, you're gonna do, but then as the closer I started getting towards grade 12, like in high school, I was like, okay, maybe I should go into school for music because that's my strongest thing and that's what I was always best in. So then I decided, I did 1 year of Kwantlen Bachelor of Music.
Okay.
And then I decided, okay, maybe let's see the other option, which I have. Then we started thinking, my whole family sat down together and we're like, okay, what about Mika Singh? What if we actually message him and see what he says? So then Mom and I picked up and left. And then my brother isn't here, so.
So destiny was aligned to bring you to this stage and
Yeah.
it has brought you over. Great. Let's go for a short break. We'll be back and learn more about your passion, what all else you do apart from singing, and what are your hobbies and what are your future plans. We'll talk about this after the short break.
Thank you.
They've always been there for me. From getting my dream car to celebrating life's special moments. Always bringing us joy. And now my loved ones can make them a part of their life story. Family is what you make, and they are a part of mine. Basant Motors.
स्वागत करते हैं जी एक बार फिर आप सब ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸੈਕਿੰਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਾਈਲ ਸੈਕਿੰਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕੀਰਤੀ ਅਰਨੇਜਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪੈਸ਼ਨ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਇਆ ਟੁਵਰਡ ਸਿੰਗਿੰਗ ਤੇ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਮੁਕਾਮ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਨੇ ਆਓ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣੇ So before the break, like you were mentioning, you understand Punjabi, you understand Hindi, and you sing also in Hindi and Punjabi. but it's a little hesitation in
Yeah.
talking in Punjabi or Hindi. But
Definitely.
definitely now, because you're in this field over the years, you will start
I
also
think
speaking.
I know the basics. Basically, you gotta, when you're going in the taxi, you gotta tell the guy, turn left, turn right, and stuff like that. And then my dad's side of the family speaks Hindi, mom's side speaks Punjabi, so I understand it fluently.
Right.
But I'm very hesitant to speak it though. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how it works, but but I can
But
sing
when
it.
it comes
just
to
doesn't
songs,
make,
you
it
can
just
grasp
comes
those.
out.
You can grasp those, and then you can sing also.
Because the thing is that the way I work is I work by hearing.
Right.
My that's the strongest point I have. So
Mhm.
that's all about how I've always learned how to sing,
Right.
just by repetition. It
Mhm.
just that's
And also, your interest towards Sufi chants, and you also
Yeah.
started singing Sufi kalams also.
Yeah.
So how did that interest grow?
so Sufi music actually. So my parents have always tried to encourage me, but being as young as I am, I was never really into it because I'd be
Mhm.
like, this is like. In all honesty, I didn't think about it because the voices were the way the recording was back then was very different. So it sounded a bit different to me, and I was like, what am I listening to? But then thank God for Coke Studio actually, because I started now all the Sufi music that I hear, all the old stuff that's brought back new, I now want to listen to the old stuff and be like, oh wow, this actually is really beautiful. The way
Right.
and then I look up the lyrics and I look up what it's saying, and the meaning is just really deep about it. So it just
You get inspired now by the youngsters, by the people who give you so
Yeah.
much love and affection. But
Definitely.
also, Kirti, if I may ask you now, you're going to rise much ahead where you're going to go.
yeah.
Sometimes what happens is stardom comes to your head.
Yeah, I've heard
How
that.
are you coping up with this, and also what kind of legacy would you like to leave?
So the thing is that because I've grown up over here, my parents have always instilled in my head that you need to be grounded.
Right.
Almost every single family member, that's the one word I hear. Grounded, grounded, grounded. Keep grounded. And I've seen the way that people act over there because the industry is very competitive. So
Right.
some people, when they get a little bit higher than one person, they're just like, oh, look at I'm all this
Right.
and I'm all that. And I did not like that side of it at all. I'm like a person who hates confrontation. So I love encouraging other people, but I also I'm not a person who likes big competition. I just want to do what I'm doing. And if I'm good at it, I'm good at it. If it doesn't come out as a big thing, then it's okay. The next one will come out as a big thing then.
Right.
It's a hit and miss thing for me. That's what it is.
So time for a song now. We would like to hear some song from you, which is dear to your heart.
Okay, so I usually open up Mika Paji's concerts
Okay.
by singing Ao Huzur,
Uh-huh.
and then I go on later.
Sure,
on,
please
so.
go ahead.
आओ हजूर तुमको सितारों में ले चलूं, दिल झूम जाए ऐसे पहाड़ों में ले चलूं, आओ हजूर आओ.
Wow, that's very good. Wonderful voice.
Thank
So
you.
we were talking about the riyaz, the practice, what you have to
Yeah.
do. Your guru comes and you every day, of course, you must
Every
be
day,
practicing also. My question to you was, what kind of legacy would you like to leave with the kind of acclaim, the stardom you're getting? What would be your message to the aspiring youngsters who want to be in this field?
My message to them, I guess, is that you should never really stop at your passion. You should always continue, no matter if people put you down or tell you you can't do it. Because I've had those situations when I was growing up in high school and stuff like that. Those situations happened a lot.
Right.
And I was like, no, I can do this. I was always very, very strong about it. And that was the one thing I knew I could do. So I was very stuck on that point. So you should always continue doing whatever you like to do. And always I guess basically you have to
Focus and
yeah,
keep on
yeah,
practicing.
basically
what
you have to
believe in.
keep practicing. It
Right.
keeps going, and then soon enough you're going to get to that point where no matter how long it takes, you're going to
Right.
get to that point. For me, it became a little bit quicker, and it was kind of shocking to me, but it's still a lot of hard work for me.
Absolutely. And
Definitely.
also, apart from singing, do you get some time for pursuing some other hobbies?
So, well, my hobbies is basically I like to travel, so that's a lot of things that I get to do that with the career.
Okay.
And during the summer when I get time as much as I can, I like to do like sports. I like playing baseball. I like
Right.
being with my family is the most important thing. So being away from them is a bit difficult, but when I come home, I feel like this I can just breathe. It's perfect.
But it's good for you. Your mom is your manager and she's with you most of the time.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Great. It was a pleasure talking to you. But before I let you go, the song which has made you famous, there's 2 million hits, over 2 million hits. We would like to listen to that for our views. Please, from
Yeah,
Jogi.
for sure. अखियां तो दूर जावे हुंदी बड़ी पीड़े कुट के जगल आवे खेड़ जांदी तेरी हीरे अखियां तो दूर जावे हुंदी बड़ी पीड़े कुट के जगल आवे खेड़ जांदी तेरी हीरे हथी वांगा नू चढ़ा के पैरी चांचरा पवा के नी मैं जाना जोगी दे नाल नी मैं जाना जोगी दे नाल हाँ नी मैं जाना जोगी दे नाल.
Wow.
Thank you.
It was wonderful talking to you.
It was wonderful.
Congratulations and best wishes for your
Thank you
future
for
endeavors.
having me.
Thank you.